Nau mai, haere mai, welcome to Fly Palmy Arena for what will be a fantastic third and fourth game between Whangarei girls and Tauranga girls. I'm joined with the very, very experienced and mildly handsome Miles Pearce beside me in the commentary booth. My name is Liam Collins and we're about to witness what could be a fantastic matchup between these two teams.
Yeah, thank you very much. You're too kind, and I don't believe a word of it, apart from the fact that we're going to have a great basketball game here. These two teams have been battling it out all week, and some would say an unexpected bronze medal game. You know, both teams were beating teams that they, on paper, maybe shouldn't have, but that's tournament play, that's the game of basketball, and it's great to see these two teams here battling out for bronze.
Absolutely, and we don't want to walk home empty-handed today, especially looking at Whangarei girls. They've really got nothing to lose. Coming into the secondary school nationals, they didn't qualify in 2019, and they came second against Westlake girls in the Zone 1 final, which to me really shows the team that they are, how long and how far they've come and where they've got to go in the future. Yeah,
Coach Ray Cameron's doing an absolutely outstanding job with this group and in Whangarei in general. And if you were lucky enough to be here for their semi-final last night, they had everyone on court just before the game, whānau, all circled up, huddled, and this is the group that they're getting it done with. And they've got to get it done with everyone else because on court, they've only got 7 players. And that's just an absolute battle to do 6 days of playing with 7 players.
100%, it really takes a toll on the body. We'll have a look at Tauranga girls first up. Riley McClenahan in number 4, Ava Jane Lucas, Ruby Jones, Rangi Kahawi Kuni, Annika Highland, Makere Toki, Nevada Moronga, Harmony Hura Yates, Maya Kahura, Kiritana Patia, Eden Tapsel, and Cassie Ririnui. Coach G. Cooney and James Patia in the assistant role. So we have a look at the Whangarei girls. Tarina Cameron, number 9, Mahina Kukutai Wairau, number 14, Taina Nathan, number 15, Neta Palmer, number 11, 5, Lily Mae Randall, 12, Waipaira Reti, and number 13, Kaimaya Tahere. Coach Raymond Cameron spoke to him before the game, and he told me that the message that he said after that game last night was, "Girls, look how far we've come. We're playing for third and fourth tomorrow. I'm so proud of you. It's so exciting to see what's going on. It's exciting that we're here. Like I said, we didn't qualify in 2019, and here we are. Let's enjoy it. Let's go out there and let's win this bronze."
And you're right. You don't want to walk away. You always want to finish on that high, particularly you want to win that bronze. But what they've achieved is just absolutely outstanding. And for some teams, that time off, it's great to have the tournament back, but that time off really hurt some teams and some places around the country. So it's great to have, first of all, it's great to have it back, but there were some other places that took that time to just build their program and build their program and build their program. Whangarei girls come down. Westlake have just been an absolute powerhouse here at this tournament. So second to Westlake in their regional in Zone 1. And what could have happened if the semi-finals had been a crossover the other way? They could have been in that gold medal game and matching up against them again, but unfortunately not to be. But I'm really excited. They shoot the ball well. They junk up this defense and play a little bit of a zone and just be disruptive. And they're getting it done with 7 players. And Tauranga girls on the flip side, getting here. You see Ray bringing in the Northerners. And Tauranga girls, they look like an army down there with a full bench. Yeah. So it's going to be a great battle.
Oh, it's good to see some people getting behind the game. We've got all the spectators. I'm sure they've driven down, or if not, welcome watching online via Whakata Māori. It's very exciting to see that we are able to get these games live and out there. It's going to be a good one, Miles. I'm really excited to see these two play. While I did see them yesterday I was here yesterday to watch it, which was really exciting, and they did push back against Westlake. They just didn't have enough power, but I reckon today I'm almost tipping them to win. And I hope they do, and I hope they come out victorious, but most importantly, I hope they take away and come away from the tournament knowing that they did their best, and look how far they came in the AA girls.
Well, I hope that there's some more girls in Whangarei that jump on the bandwagon, and we get to see more and more players from up north, and more teams getting into it. But it was a great performance. They had a couple of players that played the whole game, and I'm looking forward to Tahiri. She had played all 40 minutes and scored 30 points last night. So if she can, replicate that performance, look out, they're going to be tough.
Absolutely. Referees for tonight, Tyler Radbourne and Jaden Rosanowski, all the way from Canterbury, so they came up for the trip, and I'm sure it's colder here this morning in Palmerston North than it is down south, where they've just had a icy covering of
Mate, I don't know what
snow.
you're talking about. It is tropical here in Palmerston North today. The sun is out. There is not many clouds. It is a beautiful day out there.
No wind?
No, and that's rare for Palmy. But, and it's just a brisk morning, shall we say.
A brisk morning indeed, as we're just about to get underway here at Fly Palmy Arena. Another exciting game of secondary schools national basketball ready to be played. And third and fourth between Tauranga and Whangarei tips off. Whangarei will get the ball to start us off.
Whangarei in their white going against Tauranga girls in their light blue.
Swings it left into the post.
A little bit strong on that one off the glass as we see Tauranga girls take it away.
Cooney will have the ball. She'll bring it up. She's scoring well, and she's actually the 8th top point scorer of the tournament, which is really exciting to see as she draws a foul, picks a hip, and will go to the line to shoot 2.
There's been some absolutely fantastic scoring from all sorts of places, as you mentioned. The leading scorers have been up there for both the boys and the girls, single A and double A. Maya Jones, Waimea College, leading the girls, double A.
36 points.
Just over 36 points a game.
Those are insane figures, right? When you look at that, you're playing against schools that have qualified to be here and that have pushed their limits in terms of their physical capabilities, and you're knocking down 36.
I know, as we see a 3 go there. So
just like Tahiri knocks that 3 down.
Trying to Tauranga girls with a quick reply. And this is going to be an issue for Whangarei girls out of the zone, just that offensive rebounding. They give up 2 in the same possession.
Kahura manages to keep the ball there. Swings it to the right-hand side as we go for the inner layup. Really taking it in that centre area. It's physical down there, Miles.
It is indeed, but that was 3 offensive rebounds that out of the zone. And if Whangarei girls want a chance of winning this game, they're going to have to rebound as a whole group.
Absolutely. It's very important to make sure you get those rebounds and those second chance points come into play as a shot goes begging from Reti. Posted in just before the shot clock, but can't manage to capitalise. Cooney will take the ball back. 3 defenders on her, straight down the middle. That's going the other way, Miles.
Both officials, hand up, hand out, taking the charge. That's a great job putting the body on the line and earning that possession back.
Absolutely. That's Tarina Cameron. She'll take the charge there. That'll be first personal
Quite
foul.
a famous name in the basketball New Zealand scene, Cameron.
Oh, you can't beat it, can you? I've heard you guys talking a little bit about how good the name is and what they've done for the basketball community here in Aotearoa.
Well, I was lucky enough to play with Pero, and I learned so much from him, and now as involved with the junior Tall Blacks, leaning on him and learning from him now that he's the Tall Black head coach. And I was lucky enough to have Flynn Cameron as part of our junior Tall Black group, and he is just an absolute competitor and having an amazing career at UC Riverside in California.
Absolutely.
NCAA Division 1.
It's exciting to see the up-and-coming prospects, and especially one with the name Cameron at the end as Maharangi manages to get the second one. Couldn't get the first, but second's good. 1 point's better than no points.
That is true.
Take it to the right. Cooney again.
But no, I'm very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen when Tobias, as we see Tauranga girls turn the ball over just on a little bit of loose handle. Tobias Cameron's finishing up his collegiate career. He's been down in Texas, and what he's going to do and where he's going to go to play his professional basketball. Of course, spending a lot of time in Australia. And same with Flynn Cameron. You know, just he's got another year at college. What's he going to do at the end of it? Hopefully we can see them suit up in the Sal's NBL in the not too distant future, bring their exciting brand of basketball to New Zealand.
Patia rebounds that one as
Great.
Tauranga really trying to get back up there and score and make sure that they put some points on the board. It's always a good sign when you've got points on the board, Miles, especially 3 minutes, gone in the first. Deep three taken by Tahere, and she'll bank it in. She's open, ready for business.
And Whangarei girls hit 8 or 9 threes last night, and they've shot the ball very well all tournament. So if they can continue that here, that's going to cause some problems.
Especially when you can shoot on fire. You know, the average three-point percentage at the moment is about 36% overall for these games that we do have the statistics for. And it'll be, you know, when you think about that, that's 1/30 of shots going in. You can if you bring that up any further to about 40-45%, you've got a real problem.
You do indeed, and I'm pretty sure that you guys did not keep the stats as we see an offensive rebound from Whangarei girls on our bronze medal game for the single A girls. We could not buy a basket. Step through, throwing it up, using the glass.
Yama Tahere uses that 2-point, just a bit of a floater with the hand extension there to make sure she banks in 2 more points. Takes the score to 9-4. Whangarei in the lead. There's wide shot for Highland. Can't go, but the offensive rebound for Kahura. She'll flick it off to left corner. And look at that, Toki will take the 3.
Ansing with a 3 of their own, and you can see that 3 came off another offensive rebound, and that is going to be one of the huge problems out of that zone. And if they cannot address that, they're going to keep giving the Tauranga girls team possession after possession, and that's going to wear them down, particularly with only 2 extra subs on the bench.
Looks like the referee's just checking to make sure the time's right or the points are right or something's going on there. But you know, it's a thankless job, the officials, and they do a fantastic job, and they've covered 10, 11 courts this week. It's so good to see, and you know, big shout out to them. Thank you for volunteering. Thank you for being a part of the wider basketball whānau. Thank you for helping us out. You guys do a great job.
Well, I was very impressed. I was lucky enough, as I mentioned earlier, just to coach in the single A tournament this week. And we had a couple of very, very good officials. And I made a point of going to see a couple of the referee evaluators and just say, hey, the people that did our job, this person did an absolutely fantastic job. And I was really pumped to see them get some semi-final games and a final. One of the boys had a final for the single A boys. So it's great to see the good referees. Some of these guys have been working their tail off all week. Great to see these guys on a bronze medal game and just being rewarded for their hard work.
Absolutely, and of course being rewarded for evaluating as the scores seem to have married up. It's 9 apiece.
It's gone from 12-4 to 9 apiece. There have been clearly some technical errors on the bench.
Well, it's good you're paying attention to that, Miles, because I'll be honest with you, I'm so invested in the game that I haven't been watching the scoreline. As Whangarei will take it back in, wide 2, goes bigging for Reti. But the rebound, she'll get it back. She make it this, takes it to the right side. Palmer will drive it in under the hoop. And looks like tipped out of bounds, and the ball will go to Tauranga after that position play. They really need to start making those shots, and that's a second chance point there that they needed to get.
Yeah, and ball on camera, but it was a great drive. You're right. That was a little chip, as we see a great just pick in the pocket. Taking that away, going coast to coast to Hiri.
There we go. She makes it. Tahere. That's what we need. Layups. Getting those turnovers. Taking the points straight from them.
Breaking the deadlock.
11-9. Whangarei. I'm going to start keeping an eye more on the score.
That's a coach's mindset, you see. Coach's mindset.
From my expert coaching, I tell you.
It's been a very interesting year. I've done some different things. We've done the Junior Tour Black stuff, some stuff with the Manukota girls, single A, like all these things. And then I was actually lucky enough to do and call a lot of games with Justin Nelson for Sky Sport for the Tauihi League and the Sal's NBL. And it's just opened my eyes to a whole nother world of basketball from a different angle. It's been really entertaining and enjoying.
The analytic expert end is a crazy mindset, and the more you can get into it, the more you can understand the game, like you said, from a completely different perspective. As Palmer puts up a shot, rebounded there by Patia, and the ball will continue to be with Tauranga as they look dominant in there, and travel's called by referee Jaden Rosanowski. Fairly right.
Yeah, just a little shuffle over the feet. Defense was closing out and running on, a little bit of a panic step.
Didn't know what to do with it, just got the ball, you had to get to the hoop, but didn't really know the right way about it, but that's all right. I'm sure they'll get the ball back shortly.
Yeah, they will indeed. That's the beautiful thing about basketball. You know, the Whangarei girls have only got 24 seconds, and they don't even use all 24 seconds to get a score there.
Palmer only needs about 7 seconds to make the magic happen, and that's 2 more points.
She is very quick. I've been very impressed with a lot of the great takeaway there, causing the jump ball. Well, we'll stay with Tauranga girls, though. I've been very impressed with some of the handle, some of the speed. Salem Broughton, playing for Mount Maunganui College, maybe one of the quickest people I've seen with the ball in hand for a very long time. Wow, he is lightning fast.
Looks like Whangarei will take a fa hiki, which is a timeout, as the score remains 15-9. And there's a few people here, and they look really invested in this game. You know, you don't just turn up to play with your friends, be on your phone. They're all watching the game. They're all excited to be here.
And on day 6, 9 a.m., that's a tough one to get up for. Sometimes we had the Monday 9 a.m. and that was a tough one to get up for. But 5-6 days into the tournament, that gets a little harder. I was going
to say a Saturday morning 9 a.m. get up in Palmerston North sounds like a shocker, but people are here, they're dedicated, and they want to watch basketball.
I will say this. Ray Cameron has used his timeouts very, very well throughout the tournament with so few players and such a short bench. He has done a great job calling timeouts at the appropriate time just to give them a breather. And, I mean, they're on a run. So there's no real reason for him to call a timeout. But that one there, just resettle, check in, give them a little bit of a break. Just very, very good coaching by Ray.
Well, that's that basketball IQ and knowing your players, knowing how they react, knowing what they need in certain times. It's a skill to have as a coach, and it's not something, I'm sure, as you know, that you can really pick up overnight as number 9 Cameron blocks it and sends it out of bounds. It will remain with Tauranga.
Great defensive rotation there. Blocking the shot, unfortunately couldn't grab it afterwards. Tauranga girls retain the ball, but only 4 seconds on the shot clock.
What can they do here? They swing it wide. Patia couldn't capitalise on that one. The pass comes off. Another rebound goes begging, and Tauranga come up with the ball again. Take it to the right-hand side, straight through the middle. Cut through 2 defenders, just like that, as Tafsel makes 2 more points. Cameron.
And this slow down pace will really suit Whangarei girls.
Reti couldn't make the shot.
But great footwork, little jab to create some extra space. Dribble, got her feet set. 3 looked good.
Did look good from where we were.
That looks even better.
Looks even better because it went in the hoop. That's Cooney with another 3-pointer. Takes it back. What can Reti do here?
Great
Passes
drive
it
and
off.
dish.
Rebounded there by Tafsel. It almost looks as if the defence is intimidating them a little bit. They're struggling to figure out exactly what their defenders are doing and causing them a bit of headache and decision-making woes.
Oh, yeah, the pressure, the wall up. There's a great wall up right there. Who's that foul going to be called on? Reti called for a reach.
But a hand contact making it hard to move.
And even from here, I can hear, say, Ray Cameron, we got to box out.
Well,
Because that foul coming off an offensive rebound.
Well, his voice is so booming, you can probably hear it from anywhere. You almost could hear it over our comm headsets. As Whangarei will get the ball back, and they've got 2 minutes to do something with it. But of course, 17 seconds on the shot clock. Swinging it around, keeping up that top. That right-hand side seems to be their go-to at the moment. Looks as Kukatai Whairau takes it to the hoop, and she'll go to the line to shoot 2. And really moving that ball to that right-hand side. It's swinging across from top left to top right and remaining on that right-hand side. And when they shoot it, it looks good. The defense just isn't getting across quick enough to combat that 3. But as I mentioned before, that's causing a little bit of problems for Whangarei.
They're doing it. Tauranga's doing Whangarei's doing a great job reversing the ball and picking out the talls, as we see a great little step through and finish there.
Kahura takes 2.
But they're doing a great job picking out the talls from Tauranga girls and attacking them off the dribble. Whangarei not as big, but look at that handle, getting into the lane, creating contact, and this is what's going to work for them. They're going to create some shots at the rim. They've been creating all week, they've been creating great shots at the rim, penetration to kick out wide open 3s, and they've done a great job singling out slower players and attacking them off the bounce. And because they've got such a short bench, as we mentioned, I can score at a free throw line with no clock running, and I get a breather. That's a bonus.
We'll take it as Tahiti will take her time shooting these ones to, as you said, give herself a little bit of a rest from this high-intensity first quarter. Tauranga will take the ball back as Highland will take the rebound. Swings it back top. Can they run here? Almost looked like she went out of bounds there, but doesn't matter because, another 3 for Cooney. And that's probably a 3rd one from my understanding and my photographic memory.
Your eidetic memory. It's one of the things, you play the zone and they've been struggling to rebound out of it, but one of the things is they're doing a great job collapsing, as we see the floated a little bit short on that one, and Tauranga girls push back coming the other way.
And 1 goes to the basket. Great pass off there, and Patia will finish it off and go for 1 more at the line. Really took her time, set herself, drew the defender in, and she's rewarded with the extra bucket. What do you think Cameron's doing here? It looks like some subs are coming in.
And this is the first sub of the game for Whangarei girls.
Tahiti will have a break, and it looks like Randall will come in and offer some relief time. Hopefully she gets a few minutes on the court. Shows Coach Cameron what she can do as the extra's made. Takes the score 21-16 to Tauranga. Late in the first quarter, 40 seconds to go here in Fly Palmy Arena in the first quarter.
And the big issue for Whangarei girls is we see a great score inside right there. Wariti, do they have the legs? Day 6, only 7 players. Three of their girls played the whole 40 minutes in their semi-final yesterday. Do they have the legs to stay with Tauranga and their full bench and a very deep rotation?
Absolutely, and you could be the fittest person in the world, and 6 days of basketball, that's what, 9-10 games, possibly less, of basketball. That's a lot of basketball to be played. It's a long time, 6 days, and you're playing 2 games the first day, 2 games the second day. There's a lot happening, and to be fair, it gives a lot of people a lot of opportunity. As Tapsil will try and capitalise on the second free throw here. And she does. And takes a score to 23-18. 18 seconds left. Shot clock off. Whangarei have a chance here. What can they make of this one?
Cameron gave it up and runs through as we see great penetration, kick out. That's what they've done so well all week. A little strong on that one.
2 seconds. Big pass off and almost too much on it. And I don't think she'll make it. There's a foul call, but no. No,
just a hand up as the siren went. Nothing to do untoward there.
Well, that will take us to quarter time, 23-18 to Tauranga. We're really in for an exciting one here at Fly Palmy Arena, and we're excited to bring the rest of the game to you. What are you seeing so far, Miles, in terms of the way that both teams are playing?
Well, Tauranga have used their size really well, particularly on the offensive glass, and they're going to get out and try and outrun Whangarei girls. It's a great way to get into them. As was mentioned a number of times, only 7 players, short bench. Like, they've got to attack their legs. They absolutely have to, and that's what they're going to do to try and win this game. For Whangarei girls, it's the exact opposite. They've got to try and slow it down. Use a lot of clock, keep getting feet in the paint. If they can score at the rim, great. If not, generate some open looks by get in, kick out. Big issue for Whangarei girls right now. They're in a zone. Nothing wrong with that. But they can't give up uncontested threes. Cooney's already hit 2 or 3, and the offensive glass is an issue. So if Whangarei girls can tidy those up, they're going to be back in this ball game in a very short time.
Absolutely, and Cooney is causing problems for Whangarei. She's able to shoot, and she's able to get away from her defender at the moment, and that, for me, is the big thing. She's able to just sneak around the side and make sure once that screen's set, she's off, and she's gone. She's lost her defender. Don't give her the ball, because she's going to shoot it and hit 3.
But we've seen a couple of games here this week where the value of the three-point shot, and it's happened in the NBA, and people are like, how did they blow that lead? Someone got hot in the quarter. Someone got hot. Oh, they were down double figures in the 4th, and someone got hit 5 threes. The value of the three-point shot is just absolutely outstanding, and if you can get hot at the right time, it can just blow a game wide open.
Absolutely. The kuruwhiwhi toru, they call it, is a brilliant additive to basketball back in I think it was the 80s, was it? I wasn't born there, probably a twinkle in my dad's eye.
There you go.
But the excitement it's brought to the game, and the way that it's changed, I guess, a game that was before pretty dominant of bigs and pretty, tall people. Now you've got the option for your 6'3", or in this case probably about 6'1", 6 foot players to come in and shoot from anywhere.
Well, I was calling a game yesterday with Andrew, and we were talking about this. When I first started playing, if we'd shot 10 threes at halftime, coach would be like, guys, that's too much. Like, let's wind it back, get the ball inside.
Yeah, you'd be sent back home.
Yeah. And now, if my kids haven't shot, girls, we've only shot 10 threes at halftime, what are you doing? Like, let's get more shots. So it really has changed. And like you mentioned, the analytical side, as we see a great board there, and Tauranga girls foul trying to stop that offensive rebound.
Tapsell will take the foul there.
The way the game has changed, and you're right, the addition of this, and it's just been an insane change to the way we play. And you look at guys like Steph Curry, Klay Thompson, as we see a little floater off the mark there. Some great hustle.
Well, that was a smart play by Cameron. She knew where her player was and made sure she just got the tip on her. There we are, straight into the player and out of bounds. But yeah, look, three-pointer definitely has changed the way. But the looks of Steph Curry, who's shooting 400 a season. It's those sort of stuff. Sure, they're playing 72 games, on and off for 6 months or 7 months. It's a lot of shooting. Whangarei with 7 seconds left on the shot clock. Looks like they've got it, struggling in just inside their backcourt. They've got 2 seconds. What are they going to do here? And they run the timeout. That's great defense by Tauranga. Really pressured them on the ball and forced the turnover, and they'll have a chance to get some more points on the board. Still 23-18. Haven't seen a score this quarter yet. It's only been a minute, but we've expected 30 points by now. As Highland will take the ball, pass it to the right. Cooney will have it.
The on the scoring side of things, as we see that little hook not go, bounce in and out. Cameron kicking ahead. Some of the pool play scores were just enormous. And then you get to crossover, quarterfinal, semi-final, and we see 3 short, great defensive rebound there. But all those things, like coaches are scouting, trying to take away, great little bounce pass. They're taking away all the things that you've been good at all week, because everyone's watching everyone, getting film, pointing things out. Those scores start to shrink a little bit and shrink a little bit and shrink a little bit. And the coaches can make all the adjustment. Great drive and finish there. The coaches can make all the adjustments that you want, but realistically, the game isn't coached, it's played. And so for the players to be able to continue to make reads and good options, as we see a good takeaway there.
And they'll get the foul in transition. Very, very great play there from Mahinarangi. Just made sure she knew where the player was, where the ball was, ripped it out. Her team with the ball. There'll be a third foul for number 16, Eden Tapsell for Tauranga. So she'll go and have a seat on the bench, and we probably won't see her again for this quarter.
No, probably won't see her for a few minutes at the very least, if not the whole quarter. But she has been doing a great job on the defensive glass for Tauranga girls. So, and she's tall, got good length and long arms. So, you know, let's say she's out of the game. First possession without her, we see drive, kick out, wing 3.
Absolutely. That, like I said, that right-hand side is really taking a hammering for the Whangarei girls as they get within 2 points of Tauranga now. 3 for Cooney, and I told you, don't let her open. She will score, and she does just that.
You mentioned she is in the top 10 for scoring here in this tournament. She's doing an absolutely fantastic job here today.
Absolutely. Well, she's averaging, I believe, 20 points per game. So I'm sure she'll be taking that a little bit higher as we see a foul coming in. And we're going the other way, actually.
Just a little bit too much hustle and pushing someone out of the way.
Mahinarangi, that will be a first foul of the game as Tauranga will remain with the ball. 28-23 the score is to Tauranga. Toki, what can she do? Passes it straight to Cameron. Cameron looks like transition play here. Palmer will take it. Palmer just waits for her teammates. I'm sure they're just a little bit tired, looking forward to another break. I'm sure it's coming up from Coach Cameron. As a Kurowhiwhi Toru flies through, but a little bit of mishandling from Toki, and the ball will stay with Whangarei with 12 seconds left on the clock.
It's opportunities like this that Whangarei have really got to try and capitalise on it and get something at the rim, foul shots, another great look. As we see the officials come together to clarify something.
Probably just checking the shot clock. We might need to take it back to 14, but we're just seeing.
I believe the ball did hit the rim.
I guess the shot clock starts there with the ball's in the player's hands though, and it didn't really touch, or didn't get into the hands of Whangarei. So
I've got a great question for you because this came up in one of our games. So on a jump ball, if the possession arrow is with us, the shot clock doesn't reset.
No.
Cool.
Always stays the same. There's been no change of possession. So
cool. So if it's a wet, and this happened in one of our games, as we see a foul on the inside there, Tauranga girls will head to the line. So the ball was shot with 1 second on the clock. Wedgie in between the rim and the backboard. Right? Jump ball. And the possession arrow said that it's going the same way. So is it still 1 second on the clock? Or
no,
because
that's
the
a
ball
reset. That's a reset.
But it's a jump ball?
Well, I'll put it this way. It didn't used to be. So they actually changed the rules recently in the last 4 or so years. It used to be if it got wedged in there, it wasn't considered as touching the rim, which you and I both know it's touched the rim.
It's touched the rim. So it was a great, I asked the referees, and they're like, no, it touched the rim. I said, yes, but it's a jump ball, but it's touched the rim. But, we went back, it's a great thing, as we see. Wing 3, a little bit strong. Tauranga girls control the rebound, bringing down the right side of the floor. Great little hezzy. Hey, jump ball. Going the same way. No shot clock reset. It's like we know what was going on. Like, we knew this was coming up. That's why we were talking about it.
Yeah, I feel like we're going to have another 3 or 4 jump balls in this quarter to test that theory out. But you're right, it does stay the same as we look to the wing. And Patia gets fouled on the shot. Looks like Tahere will make some contact, and Patia will go to the line for 3.
I didn't see a lot of contact there from where we are. The referees have always got a better angle than we do, but that's a big call right now. Misses the first.
Definitely, I'm waiting to hear the ball never lies type comments in the crowd, but don't come. However, if you're good enough to draw the fouls, you know, and take it on. You deserve the shots. Misses 2. Needs to get at least 1 in. Patia. Can't capitalise on the 3rd shot, but a lovely rebound by Kahura. There we go, the right-handed layup. Goes begging by Highland, but another offensive rebound, and Kahura makes up for those missed free throws.
Once again, offensive rebounds hurting. Great 2-foot stop. Unfortunately, can't get the left hand to go.
Well, the question is, how do you change your defensive tactics here to ensure that they don't get the rebound? Because, as you mentioned, it seems to be that more offensive rebounds than there are defensive rebounds at the moment, and Whangarei are really paying for it. You know, they're down by 8 points, and most of those second chance points are really hurting them.
You know, you're right. It's a tough one because out of the zone, you don't necessarily have, you know, you're guarding an area rather than a player, so. You know, you've got to try and find someone to box out and hit. So rebounding out of the zone is always a little tougher, as we see a little baseline drive and kick along the baseline, corner 3. Cooney drive, kick, can't get that one to go. But it's just one of those things where you've got to be able to get that done out of the zone and try and see a foul on the baseline.
Looks like Cooney might wrap up her 2nd foul of the game as a timeout is taken by Coach Cameron, and that was probably a little bit overdue. His players look a little bit tired, and that's her 3rd foul, apologies. Look a little bit tired and a little bit sluggish as he just wants to have a chat to the officials. But the overall intensity of this game is very high. The girls are really out there and they're making sure that whatever they do, they want to be the ones to walk away with this bronze medal.
Yeah, indeed, you're right there. But we see Ray in a interesting discussion, educational discussion with the referees right now. It's one of those, it's tough because right now they're both playing tough. They've both played a lot of games to get to this point. And Ray's working on his jump shot with the refs.
Well, here's the thing, is as an official, I guess you respect a coach that wants to talk, right? You respect a coach that has a question to ask, you know, all he's thinking about is his players and you know, not how to, you know, how can we talk to these officials in a way that may be negative. It's more, I need to know an answer to a question. And he's clearly called a timeout to make sure that he can get the right answer, tell his girls, hey, this is what we're doing wrong, or this is what we're doing right. Let's keep up at it, or let's change it up a little bit. As well as to give them a nice deserved rest, as they've got another 5 minutes to play in the 2nd quarter here at Fly Palmy Arena.
And Ray's doing this by himself. He's got no assistant coach right now. He's got some people helping out, but it's on the score sheet, it's just Ray. And I've tried to do that, and I'm not very good at it flying solo. So, Ray Cameron, all respect to you.
Absolutely. We the North, they say, and we the North have the ball. Letty to inbound.
Down 8 halfway through the 2nd quarter. Let's see what they can generate here on this possession. Twinkle toes along the baseline.
Goes baseline, makes sure to keep it in and kicks it out. And another pass to the right. And it looks like Kukatai Whairo gets fouled for the block, and she'll go to the baseline. And that will be their 3rd foul in the quarter, I believe, unless that's a little bit behind. They'll take another baseline. They'll have another 14 seconds to generate a play here.
That is their 4th foul.
4th foul, there you go.
But that's playing into Whangarei's hands, and with Cooney with 3 on the bench, now's the time to try and make a run.
Absolutely. She, like I said, she's the one that's shooting, and at the moment it looks like Tahiri is the one to spin, drive, and picks up the foul, and she'll go to the line for 2, and that will be the bonus as well. So any foul from here on in, they'll be taking 2 shots.
I'm not sure what Ray said, but Whangarei girls coming up with a couple of calls there. Maybe you just pointed out a couple of, you know, loving points as most coaches do throughout the game.
Well, I'm sure in his 10 seconds that he had to talk to the girls, his thing was attack, drive it in, see what you can do. As the first one goes in. We're actually talking sorry, my bad, about Kiama's shoes the other day, and just trying to figure out what brand they are.
there have been some interesting shoes throughout this tournament.
I'm not really much of a sneakerhead, but you know, we can have a cool design on your shoes because you know you've got to wear your school's uniform and all that and give your own personal flair to it. I'm all for it. Right hand side, that's where they're dangerous. Looks like they've changed tactics a little bit.
Cooney cannot pick up that 4th foul.
No.
She is too valuable to Tauranga girls, and you can see her there a little tentative on the defensive end. Whangarei girls taking advantage and scoring on the inside past Cooney.
It's super easy for them just to drive around her, and they know to attack for her as another pass goes begging, tipped off. It looks like Cameron will bring it up. Ball swung to the left-hand side. They've got their full team now in the front court. What can Letty do? Passes it off to Tahiri. And Cooney will get another rebound. She's been very good on the rebounding front. I think she got 8 yesterday from my looks in her semi-final in their loss against Westlake. Another 3-pointer. And what do we have here? It looks like a timeout's been called, but I don't think they can take it because they've just scored.
No, I believe Tauranga girls have called the timeout.
Yeah, so they...
And because it is Whangarei ball on a score, they cannot have that one. So we've just got to keep playing.
It's one of those rule knowledge things that always come in handy every so often. Trust me, the rule book is one of the best books to read if you're a basketball fan.
And there are some rule changes coming in, so I'll have to make sure I stay up to date with those ones.
Absolutely, you know, and they're a bit complicated as well. But of course, you know, the fantastic team at Basketball New Zealand will do their best to ensure that everyone understands.
Went baseline, just a little too far baseline.
There we go. Now the timeout's been called by Tauranga girls, and I believe that will be their first. It's 34-26, with just under 3 minutes to play here in the second.
And you mentioned that Westlake girls team earlier. Watching that game last night, Mackenzie Chatfield was absolutely outstanding. She nearly had a triple-double.
She nearly had a quadruple-double, my friend. She just a few steals
short.
She had
6 steals.
Maybe a rebound short.
She had a double. She had a double-double with rebounds.
It was the assists.
She had 8 assists and 6 steals. Just unbelievable game.
It's an insane performance, and this is semi-finals basketball.
Semi-finals basketball.
We're not talking pool play. We're not talking 1v5, 1v4. We're talking semi-final basketball. That's stepping up if I've ever seen it. 20-something
points, 10 rebounds, 8 assists, 6 steals. Unbelievable performance. And then Izzy Pugh on top of that was just an absolute monster on the glass and did her work inside. And she had a great, really strong double-double. Rebecca Moore's chipping in. They're just looking a very good team. And today's final later on is just going to be an absolute spectacle. I'm really looking forward to the girls' final.
Well, some of these players will be playing in the Schick 3x3 Cup, which will be on next week starting Wednesday in Invercargill of all places, right down south. It's going to be cold, but it's going to heat up with basketball's biggest party, the Schick 3x3 Cup. Make sure you're watching that on Sky Sport 1 and 2. As we come and restart, Cooney will stay on with those 3 fouls.
I'm looking forward to the 3x3. It's going to be awesome. There's some great young players coming through. We've got some old heads that are still running around, and we see another jump ball. You're right there. Possession going Whangarei.
That's one of 4. 1 of 4 for the quarter, or 1 of 4 predicted. Possession will go with them. It's always handy having that handing the possession arrow on your side. It's always a backup in case you need it.
Able to tie that up.
Swings it across.
Great footwork, great kick out, drive and kick, and attacking again, getting back to the right hand for that layup.
Look at that. Reti saw a path and she took it. She take that right hand side lane. She made sure that Tauranga girls paid for leaving that open. Highland couldn't make the basket, and it looks like Whangarei have the ball back. 2 minutes left, and another 3-pointer. Just in and out for Tahiri.
She can really shoot them. She shot almost 40% last night in the game.
Yeah, even shooting 40%'s pretty good, you know.
37% last night, knocking down some triples.
And if you got 37% of a high quantity is a lot of points.
That is indeed. Not quite as many as Tauranga, one of the guys from Tauranga. 16 made threes in a game here at the Single A tournament.
That's ridiculous. And I remember...
Not the team.
The player.
One. Yeah, just one.
And I remember watching it on Glory League. We had a chat about it in the office. We were like, wait, are you telling 16 threes? Mike Lacey, with his fantastic post-game write-up, he told us what was up, and we go, 16, are you sure? And he goes, no, 1-6.
I don't think I took 16 threes in my career.
Yeah, I was going to say, you've probably never, and shooting at 40%, Miles. But who's not shooting at 40%? That's right, that's Highland. She makes another free throw. Adds another point, 35-28. Just over a minute and a half remaining in the second quarter before half-time.
And speaking of Tauranga, they had a tough tournament. 2 overtime losses to knock them out of contention for winning the title. As we say, that 3, a little bit strong. Offensive rebound, good ball movement.
Looks like they're just keeping in the key, and rewarded there is another foul for Tauranga. Still in that bonus, and it seems like the number's not going down, it's just going up. Foul after foul. They can't really afford that because they're only 7 points down, Whangarei, and if they can make their free throws, it might be closer before we go to half-time.
There you go. Can they make the free throw? The answer there is yes.
Reti will take the extra point, see if she can add the second one. She can't do it, but the offensive rebound was there. Couldn't take it. Nicely in the hands of Kahura.
But able to even chip that 1 point off the lead. Great high post catch, baseline fine, great cutter. Too strong on the reverse. Cameron takes away, kicks ahead.
Palmer, what can she do? She seems to be looking to pass that ball off. She's not really trying to drive it in as much as that dirted right-hand side for Whangarei. Cuts under the baseline. Here we go, take the shot. Cameron. Boom, there you go. Great ball movement, one side to the other, drew the defenders, made the open space, and that brings the lead down to 3.
Palmer is doing an outstanding job in her role. And this is the best thing that you can see. Tough call there. Thought that was a pretty good verticality. Referee saw it differently.
Might be a bit of cramp there for Reti. Just a little bit sore, but let's have a look at that on replay. Yeah, maybe a little bit of contact there. Not happy about it, but to the line for 2.
But Palmer, the year 11, just knows her role. She is moving the ball, finding the people, just making the extra pass, and she has just absolutely mastered the thing that she needs, which is great.
Bring some subs in is Coach Cameron. It looks like Randall will come back into the game as Reti has a bit of a rest. 24 seconds left.
Lily Mae Randall, one of the youngest here at the tournament. She's only a year 9.
That could be potentially the youngest. So she just steps on the line, goes out of bounds. And it looks like Tauranga will have the final say in this first half. What can they make here? Highland will have the ball. Cooney's not on the court, so she's not open to find 3. Passes off, still in the inside.
Throws a cheeky little elbow, but there it is, another offensive rebound. Whangarei girls really struggling on the glass. Able to push that lead back out to 6 at halftime.
Partia really made some work inside. Ray Cameron's not happy about that elbow, but look, with 38-32, Tauranga over Whangarei at the moment. We're in for a really, really good second half of basketball action right here on Whakata Māori.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
This isn't about long-distance calling, technology, or living overseas.
Do I have one more bid? Thank you.
We're going to go once. We're going twice.
And we are sold to the Kiwi phone bidder from Manchester.
It's about Bailey's finding buyers that others can't.
Kia ora, tall ferns. We're out here in Flaxmere Park in Hawke's Bay. We'll just open up this new basketball court for hoops and parks. It's really cool to provide the tamariki with somewhere to go, somewhere to be physically active, play a bit of basketball with their friends. Good asset to the community, especially for those young ones who want to get amongst basketball. So yeah, it's really cool to see us open this new facility in this park that is just beautiful in Hawke's Bay.
Kia ora, Pierre Cameron here. Just want to talk a little bit about the Hoops in Parks and the Hoops in Schools program. It's been amazing. The return on investment is priceless. The accessibility for all the kids and the tamariki to get in here and enjoy themselves, especially through these trying times, been amazing. And just to get outside, you know, it's pretty awesome walking outside and seeing this kind of ballpark available. It's great, especially in these times.
Kia ora whānau, Peliri Oli here, Councillor for Flaxmere Ward, Hastings District Council. I'm here to support the initiative today, Hoops and Parks. Very, very amazing result, and it's encouraging our people to come and spend time here, and especially together with the youth. I encourage other councils to jump on board. Yeah.
Kia ora, Whangarei, Te Atu. Really enjoyed it here at the Flaxmere Courts. And looking forward to play again.
We've been waiting for the courts to open for a while now. Now that they're up, I'm glad that they're here for an activity after school. And yeah.
I like that the courts are purple.
What I like about the court is that it's different to many other courts in Flaxmere.
I like these courts because they're in a good position from if you want to go to the park or come here. And I like it because it's easy to bounce the ball and take easy shots.
My name's Ricky Lee. Shout out to everyone that made these courts happen, and yeah, me Naz.
No time to fluff around today? No worries. Just swing into Caltex and pay for fuel with Pay an App to speed on through. Ooh, yeah. Feels good. Use it at your local participating Caltex.
If my B-reel went off right now, it would show me right here in Fly Palmy Arena, where we've got Whangarei taking on Tauranga. Tauranga in the lead, 38-32, with 2 minutes before we kick things back off. Miles, it started well. It's a close game. It's physical. It's intense. And the players are shooting well. What do you think?
Look, you're right on every single account there. For me, Tauranga girls need to keep making sure that Cameron doesn't get going. And I can't remember who it was that had 30 in the semi-final last night. One of the... we've got the stats here somewhere. Who had 30 from Whangarei last night?
Kiama Tahere.
They got to make sure that those two don't get going. So they've got to do everything they can to keep junking it up, taking that away. Whangarei girls need to hit the glass, control the boards at their defensive end, and make sure Puni just doesn't impact the game. Like, she's done an absolutely fantastic job so far for Tauranga girls. So some really good players on both sides who can control the glass, control the tempo, will probably come away with this win.
Absolutely, and even in her 30 points, she only had 1 rebound. So the players did their work to try and hustle that. And I guess one of the key things as well, as we look at the stats from before in previous games, is those offensive rebounds were the killers. Getting those second chance points, and I'm huge on second chance, right? Giving it out wide, allowing those second chances, especially having your bigs in there and allowing them to get that ball back so that your shooters can shoot.
Well, it's tough. We mentioned earlier, rebounding out of the zone. You're not matched up, so it's tough to get a body. But last night, Izzy Pugh, 7 offensive rebounds, 21 for Westlake girls, and that was that's too many. That's absolutely too many.
Absolutely, and like you said, from the analytical mindset, you need to figure these things out, and you need to figure them out fast, because they are starting to integrate into the game more, exactly how the ball moves, the players move, and exactly what needs to happen, especially on those rebounds. Rebounds are huge. They are part of the winning and losing of the game. And right here, looks like Tauranga need to start getting more offensive rebounds and keep Whangarei under pressure as we kickstart the third quarter here at Fly Palmy Arena. 38-32 to Tauranga.
Whangarei look like they're coming out defensively, a little bit more pep in their step.
Well, it's that half-time break. The 5 minutes is crucial. And Kearney straight back into it. 3 fouls, doesn't matter. 3 points back on the board. Thank you very much.
Stretching that lead out even more.
Well, it's always helpful when you come straight off the court, straight onto the floor, sorry, and dong a 3-point. No Mickey Mouse here.
And it was a great defensive possession. We mentioned how a little bit more energy.
There you go, and that pressure really built, and it shows. They couldn't get a shot before the shot clock goes off. That's 24 seconds gone. No points to come up from it.
And Whangarei girls want to use some clock and, you know, make sure they're slowing this game down, but taking away their fast break opportunities when they can.
Absolutely, drives in, kicks it right. They're doing a Whangarei special as Kahura manages to take 3 from the corner. She'll get on the board.
Back-to-back threes, but I love Whangarei girls just not dropping their head, not anything, just grabbing the ball and getting back into action.
Well, it doesn't seem to be the Northland way, does it? Putting your head down, just making sure you keep at it.
Off on that, Cooney taking control, kicking to the wing. Finding the Tauranga girls, finding the gap in that zone. Great up fake, Cooney for another 3.
Goodness gracious, that's another one. She's got 2 already in this third quarter, and she's extending that lead. Look at that, that lead is absolutely built up in the matter of minutes that they've been on the floor. Looking for the inside ball here, lovely pass.
What a great assist.
That's Palmer, gets 7 points, but that was a read of the game that was exceptionally good. She knew where their player was, she knew where her defense was, no one was covering, cut straight through, 2 more points.
Just get the scoring underway here in this third quarter. Another great pass.
So it could be another foul. Wonder who this one's on. Looks like it's on number 12, Betty. That might be a 3rd foul. I'll take that back. That's her 4th foul. So she'll come out of the game. So Randall will come back in. Patia at the line. She can't get the first one. It seems to be free throws are also letting Tauranga down a little bit, but it doesn't matter if they're shooting so well from 3, does it?
No, not at all. And to start the quarter like that, just 3 in a row, that's absolutely huge. And stretching that lead.
That's 10 extra points in a matter of minutes for Tauranga. And it's really going to boost their confidence going into the rest of the quarter. They know they've got players from Whangarei on 4 fouls already. Cameron tosses it back to the top. Palmer will pass it back to Randall. Lovely inside ball, they're keeping it. They've got to do something with it. And Cameron in and out.
Just on that deep in possession, Highland just doing a great job defensively onto Here, just not letting her catch the ball.
Mahina Rangi made sure that the ball came back on Whangarei's side, and they've got a line shoot 2. Looks like Palmer was the one that got fouled, so she'll take 2 at the line. It's almost like a different intensity that's come into this quarter already. Straight off the game, they've worked their way to scoring, Tauranga, and they've come out and said, we're going to shoot and we're going to get it in. They're taking shots that they probably wouldn't have took in that first half, but they're going in.
And speaking of going in, we see that second free throw go in. 1 point off the lead there. They need to do a little bit, get a couple of stops and then reward themselves on the offensive end. Scoring the ball. Great inside find.
Unlucky.
Can't get it to go, but there's the first stop. Now they need to capitalise.
That's the Manawatu rims for you, isn't it?
Hey, we saw some sweet shooting last night. Tom Beattie, 36 points. Riley Tudor, 38 points in that semi-final. What an outstanding performance those were.
Absolutely, and those are the performances that are really making this game. They're making the highlight reels, and of course you can watch those all on Glory League online, but the best place to watch it, of course, is Whakata Māori right here, as we have the finals a bit later on today as well as a documentary actually, To the Line. Have you seen the To the Line documentary?
No, I have not watched it yet.
It is a great watch, done by great people at great guy called Jack and Anthony. Both of those two, they work really hard alongside Finn McClure the Rongotai guys down in Wellington, and they followed them to America, followed them to their journeys, and it's a really good watch. So 3 p.m. today for Kata Māori. Make sure you're watching it. Make sure you're tuned in because the grand finals are straight after.
You see another free throw go there for Whangarei girls. That high post catch right now is doing some damage in the zone as we see another triple. Can't get that one to go. There's another stop. That's 2 stops in a row.
Oh, Cooney was on the hunt there. She couldn't quite get her hands on it. But she's really got great court vision, and it's exceptional to watch her play just because she's able to find where the ball's going. She knows where it's going. She knows where the next pass is, and it seems like she's already there. Dribbles through, cuts through, like a knife through butter. Mahina Rangi really made sure that those 2 points were crucial to her team. 48-38, lead down to 10. Cooney, here we go. Oh, another one. That's 3 for the quarter. She is on fire.
And Whangarei girls, just a couple of stops in the row, got to the foul line, nice little layup inside, as we said. Lovely little bank in the lane, and then they lose Cooney. Cooney knocks down another triple. So as you mentioned, 3rd for the quarter.
Tahiti is proving really valuable in the paint right now, and she can't afford to get any more fouls. That's a 4th 3. This is just insane. She has got 12 points already in this quarter. That is incredible. 54-40, Tauranga are winning this one, and they're shooting exceptionally, trying to match. Oh, and she does from deeper. Tahiti again proving to be valuable in the key, but also on the shooting front.
Tauranga girls just need to get the ball in Cooney's hands every time down the floor.
Absolutely.
She needs to be creating a play, finishing the play. She just needs the ball in her hand. She's hot right now, and she's going to make things happen for Tauranga girls.
I almost don't think she needs to be defending. I think I'm genuinely saying stay there, pull the whole goose guarding situation or lily trapping or whatever it's called. Just fire it down to her every single time, because it looks like whenever she gets the ball, it just turns to money.
Just stand here on the 3-point line, we'll find you.
Yeah, don't move. Stay there. We'll run some plays around you. It's Tapsil at the line. Again, struggling from that free throw shooting is Tauranga, and it looks like if they hit a few more free throws, they might have the lead by another 10 points. Another 3 goes begging, but
that one well off, but well off for a good reason. Deflected out of bounds. Ball will stay with Whangarei girls.
So that will be a block count as well. As looks like Toki will come in for Tapsil. Tapsil will have a bit of a rest.
She's done a great job on the glass.
Oh, and a timeout's been called by Ray Cameron. He wants to talk to the girls and say, have a bit of a rest. There's 54-43, Tauranga in the lead, 11 points. But like I said, if they had a few more free throws, they might be looking at a much higher lead.
But on the flip side, Whangarei girls are missing free throws. They could have been eating into this lead. But I think one of the things that Ray Cameron needs to address right now is Cooney. Like she came out, she hit that first corner 3, got her eye in. She's hit a couple more since then. Like girls, we cannot lose her. They've done a better job on the defensive boards. But it's also, there haven't been a lot of defensive boards to get because the ball's just going in. So right now, they need to tidy up just their awareness of where she is, because she's on fire. Tauranga girls, they need to keep hitting that high post against Whangarei's zone. As soon as they get that high post catch, defense is collapsing in. They've had some great, from big to big, like high to low looks, and some great catches inside and kick out for those open 3s. So hopefully they can continue that. And let's see what Whangarei can do to move the chess pieces.
Absolutely. Here in Palmerston North, Secondary School Nationals basketball, day 6. Exciting day, that's for sure. Tired bodies, but people are still excited to be here. You know, a Saturday in Palmerston North. I couldn't think of anywhere else I'd rather be than watching basketball on a Saturday in Palmerston North.
Without a doubt, and this is no matter what's happened all week, and it doesn't matter right now if you are playing, as we see that wing 3, catch and shoot, that's good. Palmer knocking that down, eating into the lead. But Today's the day. If you haven't won a game, if you're playing for the 23rd and 24th spot here at the tournament, you still want to end on a win. It's as simple as that. And that's everyone. Oh, great fight, drive and find inside. So everyone is trying to eke out a win today.
Absolutely. You don't want to go home on a losing note, but a team does have to lose, and at the moment, nobody wants to be that team. It's another threes jacked up by Palmer. The ball go out of bounds, and it'll stay with Tauranga. Cameron's not happy about it.
No, there was some heavy contact there. There was some heavy contact. So Ray Cameron asking the question.
Yeah, probably a little bit of a bump there, and I hope she's all right. So, you know, I don't want to see her going off and injured, because that would probably take them down to 6 players, which would be a bit of a problem. Just fix up the sign. Great work there from Basketball New Zealand, fixing up their signs. Always a challenge. Tauranga have the ball. Cooney's still on the court with 3 fouls, sorry.
Oh, she's just too valuable. You got to gamble and leave her on the floor right now, because she is making stuff happen for Tauranga girls as we see her catch, find players. Yep.
Oh, look at that. That's another one. That's 15 points. And if I'm Whangarei now, I'm having a serious look going, we need to drive the ball towards wherever she's defending. It's as simple as we need her fouled out of the game. That's the only way to stop her. We're not leaving her open, but she's still managing to get shots in. It's causing some major headaches, and if Whangarei don't do anything about it now, it's probably going to eat up to them in the 4th quarter.
No question. That shot there was just can we get it back quick? Probably not the shot that they want, as we see Cooney drive, kick.
Toki takes it to Halen. Cooney finds a player inside, but can't quite get it. Patia couldn't find the layup. But another offensive rebound. There she goes. Now she gets it. That's 2 more on. 61-46. The lead's really ramping up here. It's 15 points if my maths is correct.
It's been a while since I was at school, but no, I agree with that one.
It's good stuff. Numbers look like jitter to me. Defensive rebound, Tauranga away. Cooney with the ball. She's driving in. But she'll get the offensive rebound as well. What can't she do at the moment?
Well, they're in a zone, and it's almost like they might need to change their zone up and go to a boxing one with one defender just being all over Cooney, just so she can't get anything going.
Well, the only problem I can see with that is we've got, you know, only 6 to 7 players on their team. That's really going to tire them out straight away. But do you do that to risk Cooney getting some more points?
Well, we saw it before with Highland just absolutely denying the ball well, she's got the ball right now in her hand. Tahiti making it happen.
Absolutely. She's valuable when she's gone down, but she needs to get back up because there's 2 more points to come. She needs to shoot them up.
Coming off a 30-point semi-final, you see Tauranga girls just doing an outstanding job, just making her life difficult. And you can see Highland a couple of possessions ago just denying her, not letting Tahiti catch it. She caught the ball and created something for her team. Knocks the first one down and leads back to 14. If they can get this under 10 by the end of the quarter, the way they shoot the ball, anything's possible in the 4th.
Would be for a game if that was the case, absolutely. Ball comes back out. Highland to take it up and tipped out of bounds by Mahinarangi. She's one of the others that is playing quite well. She's really allowing that defensive end to shift players and ensure that they're not missing out. But somehow they're still finding Cooney as she hits another 3. This is just getting absurd. This is insane. I think that 16 3-pointers from the Te Aroha game is really up for challenge here.
She is on fire right now, and Whangarei girls need to make sure that they are matched up sooner, know where she is, put in some pressure on her, because she is just doing whatever she wants right now.
100%. Ball comes in, spat back out. 10 seconds on the shot clock. What can Whangarei do here? Puts Puts it up, does Tahiri, but couldn't capitalise, couldn't get the points on the board. Cooney out to Highland. Another offensive rebound, Toki under there. Really working hard to make sure they get some points. And Patia says, I'll have 2 more.
Patia and Tapsel have just done a great power of work between them, just on the inside, clean up glass, not doing anything that they can't do.
66-47. 3-pointers jacked up by Mahinarangi. And she smacks it in. 3 more points added. It's a 3-fest, I'll tell you that for sure. 3 points everywhere.
Highland, great crossover, getting to the rim, can't finish. Whangarei girls bring the ball down the right sideline.
I'm a bit worried here as the points are starting to mount up with 43 seconds remaining. It seems to be driving, but just no luck in getting the basket in the ball in the basket. Cooney flicks it out. Oh, now they're just leaving them open here. This is just, they need to close down. It just needs to be done. Right
it's a
through
little bit of fatigue coming in there as well.
You know, I'll tell you what, there's one person you don't want to miss a call from, and that's your mother. But unfortunately, I'm too busy at the secondary school nationals, Mum. We need to be watching. She needs to be tuned into the Tauranga versus Whangarei game.
I can't believe you didn't message and let her know it was on.
Well, normally she does message me, and I told her, I said my commentary debut, 9 a.m. For Basketball New Zealand, 9 a.m. But she, obviously she doesn't have much internet where she is. There's another rebound goes Becky.
I'd let Mum know. She's my mother, the great human that she is, all the way from Te Awamutu. Now lives in Australia, so she ain't getting up early to watch, unfortunately. She might watch it back on the replay, though.
Yeah, if only daylight savings wasn't a thing, and then she might be up at the crack of dawn to watch. But, you know, like I said, 9 a.m. was hard enough. That's three-quarter time, 66-50.
But on that note, shout out to all the mums and dads, parents, supporters that have made this possible. You know, these guys couldn't get here and couldn't be doing what they're doing without the love and support of their families.
Absolutely. The people who take time off work, the people who travel with the teams, the managers, the coaches, they do a fantastic job, and no team could be here without those parents, supporters, assistants, you know, whatever you want to call them. They're the number one fans of the team, and they do a great job, and they allow, you know, 69 teams to come up here and play some fantastic basketball.
Yeah, you're right, there's been some absolutely fantastic basketball. Day one, right from the get-go. It's been some phenomenal games. I really enjoyed watching like a lot of different schools from all around the country. And here's like someone knows more about basketball than me. When was the last time that we had a double A boys semi-final with Zone 1, Zone 2, Zone 3, and Zone 4 all represented? When was the last time that happened? Look,
I'll be honest with you, that's not something that's in my notes, but when you look at it from that perspective, it just goes to show the talent around the country, doesn't it? It goes to show the teams that are putting in the hard yards, the teams that are working tirelessly to get to where they are, and seeing how competitive it is. That's what it's about, you know, and we get to see some of those teams as Napier boys take on Rotorua just after this game at 10:45. It's the third and fourth game there. And I'm excited to watch Napier boys, actually.
New Plymouth.
Oh, New Plymouth. Sorry, my bad. Thank you for the correction.
NP could be a couple.
Yeah.
But New Plymouth boys going down to Rosmini in that second final. Riley Tudor, 38 points. Gareth Washer, they had an outstanding game, and that was an absolute battle. The wrong NP, wrong side of the country on that one.
Hey, well, at least I was in the right area in terms of horizontal horizon levels.
You're spot on. But Rosmini representing Zone 1, and then Rotorua boys Zone 2, New Plymouth boys Zone 3, and then of course Christ College playing off in the final this afternoon. So all zones represented from, as you mentioned, all around the country, and it's just fantastic to see. We've got the North versus the South in the final today, and in the bronze medal game coming up, the battle of the Mid-North, North Island, you know. You've got me going.
New Napier Plymouth.
New Napier Plymouth.
New Plymouth. I need to write that down to ensure that I say that right.
New Plymouth, Rotorua, coming up in the boys' bronze medal game shortly.
Like I said, with 69 teams, it's hard to know all of them. The main ones you need to know are the ones that are playing right in front of us, which is Tauranga and Whangarei. Another 3 goes down. And
Great
an
offensive rebound.
Offensive rebound. And a 3-pointer for Tahere to get Whangarei started in the 4th quarter. They've got 13 points to make up. Can they do it in 9 minutes and 30 seconds?
Oh, great find. Patea can't get that to go, but she grabs her own rebound.
It's another offensive rebound. The tally is really mounting here.
Cooney missed.
No, she didn't. I didn't see it.
Yeah, okay,
but Cameron got the Cameron got the rebound. So they'll look to set something up here. What are they planning? Swinging it to that left-hand side, which is almost the opposite to what they have been doing all the game, which is that right-hand side. And Cooney will get her 4th foul. That's what they should have been doing at the start, driving it right into her and trying to pick up the fouls. There we go. That's 4 on her. So she'll either have to check out of the game or be very, very careful. It's like skating on thin ice.
Is coach going to roll the dice here and keep her in the game? It looks like it. No call for a sub down that Tauranga girls bench.
Well, you put your faith in the player, right? You trust them not to commit that 5th, knowing the rest of the team are also playing well and able to move that ball around. As Tauranga get the rebound, we'll bring it up. Watching Cooney hovering that left-hand side. There's still no player on her. So they pass the ball in. They don't need her on the sides.
And there's that high-low action that we spoke about in the 3rd quarter. High post catch. Great little inside action.
Tapsel will claim 2 points on that one. Just add to that tile. Passes it to the left. But
Tauranga girls have figured they're going to win this game playing 4-on-4. Because Highland is just out near halfway.
Is that just a foul on Cooney? I'm just trying to see. I can't see Mike Ryan's. Oh no, 3rd foul. Sorry, that's my fault.
Someone else, and Cooney is checking out of the game. But you could see Highland guarding to hit out by half court. And Tauranga girls have obviously figured out if we're going to win this game, it's going to be 4-on-4.
Absolutely, it's got to be done. It's got to be competitive, and they're really pushing to make it as competitive as possible. As Reti nails a free throw straight in. 68,
cuts the
56.
Cuts the lead to 12. Let's see if they can come up with a stop here. Try and get this thing down to 10 and possibly even single figures.
And 1 there. Great work from Patea. She draws the foul and she'll go to the bucket. If we look at this on the replay there. Good contact, drives it through, straight in, and 1.
At the line, can she convert on the 3-point play? No.
She kicks the Caltech sign, that's something, and that's gone about a good 3 to 4 metres as well. Get the measuring tape on that one, that's a world record.
That's a good boot right there. Whangarei girls just letting the ball dribble out of bounds, and Cameron brings us the other way.
You think there'd be a little bit more urgency because time is against them now. They've got 8 minutes to try and break up 14 points. And allowing the ball to go out for 5 extra seconds, that's 5 extra crucial seconds.
What a great pass.
Excellent stuff. Passed in, left-hand layup. Easy as. Basketball at its finest here, secondary schools nationals. Tauranga come up with the ball and they're on the run here. Spin move and the ball's been lost and confusion as Cameron manages to finally pick it up, and now Whangarei have a chance here to get some more points on the board. Can't find the energy just to get the ball back.
Really sort of made hard work of that one there and tried to dribble across to get back to the right hand. 2 taps are screaming for it in the high post. Highland, a little strong on that, comes off the back of the eye, and Whangarei girls come away with it.
Easy pass in, and 1. That's the way to do it. Palmer makes sure those extra points count. As Highland will get another foul. Looks like she'll be subbed out as well. Sorry, not Highland, Patea. 4 fouls. And a timeout taken by Whangarei girls just to talk it over. 72-58. It's still that 14-point deficit. They're still working on it, and it doesn't seem to really be budging.
And it was that sort of that gap early on in the start of the third where it was just whack, 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 3 triples in a row from Tauranga girls, and they got away a little bit more, but Whangarei girls have eaten that lead up a little bit, and you're right, it's staying around that 14 mark, and with this free throw here, they might be able to knock one down, and they just need to be able to force a bad shot, get a rebound, and go the other way. They really need to get a couple of stops and take advantage of that and score at the other end to try and get this thing under 10 quickly.
Absolutely, and yeah, that's an afro and a half, I tell you.
Just you can't miss it. Caught our eye, Jacob Fotu walking into the gym with his amazing head of hair.
Brother of Ella Fotu?
Yes, sir, that is correct.
That's excellent stuff. The
baby of the bunch.
Another great name in New Zealand basketball, the Fotu whānaus.
Shout out to the Dan and the Breakers. And
they had a good win last night, didn't they?
Getting up against the Jack Jumpers.
It's great to see a full Spark Arena again, though, isn't it? Great to see basketball really is back, I tell you.
Oh, that's a great takeaway right there. That's the sort of buckets they're going to need. Floater, well off.
Mahinarangi doing some great work defensively, but they can't get the points that they need. And a foul's been called, and it looks like Highland will go to the line. Highland trying to extend that lead a little bit. There's 2 shots. And she'll hit one of them.
Highland's done a great job defensively, just absolutely taken away to Hetty, just getting out, denying her the ball, making sure she can't get an easy catch.
Must be really intimidating as she makes the second, to see yourself on the big screen while you're shooting right there, because normally the big screens are suspended up in the air or something for the crowd to see. But at this point, it's also for you to see.
Just keeping an eye on your own form.
Absolutely, you know, like that would distract me. I'd make myself laugh at that point. Offensive rebound, however, for Whangarei. And that's well off by Palmer. And Tauranga will get the ball back on the offense. Toki's got it. Beautiful pass into Highland. And that's 2 points. And that extends the lead even further.
And you said we mentioned early in the first quarter about the short bench of Whangarei girls, and will Tauranga try and get out and run and take advantage of some tired bodies.
Oh, block, and they're going to get the ball back. That's great stuff from Tapsell. Have a look at this again. Just knew where the player was and couldn't quite get her hands on it. Tauranga retain the ball and have a chance to build on that lead more. Pass out. Cooney's still not on court, so they're looking to try and penetrate through Whangarei, but a turnover goes. Another 2 points added in the fast break. Great stuff there from Tahere. Kahura looking to pass in. Capsule wide to Toki. Toki another offensive rebound though. Kahura working really, really hard in the paint there to help get her team some points.
Short on that triple attempt. Goes out of bounds.
And right on cue, Cooney checks back in, as well as Patia.
Shout out to Mel Bennett. She shot us a message saying Cooney and Highland are part of their Junior 5 program up there, doing a great job in the Toihi League. Mel, good morning. Glad that you're tuning in and watching some great secondary school basketball.
Shout out to Mel Bennett as well, coach of the Fly up there, as you just mentioned. It's a foul by Toki. Looks like just a little bit of a push in the back, and Palmer will hit to the line and shoot 2 more. But how good has the GJ Gardner Holmes Toihi been this year?
I was lucky enough to be able to sit courtside for a number of those games in the commentary booth and called the games with Justin Nelson. Just phenomenal, absolutely phenomenal. Got to do a number of Queens games, and just I've got an absolute basketball crush on Florencia Chagas. She was absolutely
How could
amazing.
you not? With the way that she plays, the
just
way she presents herself, just fantastic for wahine everywhere and for basketball in general. Women's basketball was on the up here in New Zealand, and it's just so great to be able to watch all the games live and free.
her pre-game routine, great fine on the back cut. But we would turn up at the games and she'd already be on the floor a couple of hours before, going through a pre-game routine, and just being able to see her, WNBA draft pick, international, just absolutely phenomenal.
Well, I guess that goes from being good to being great, doesn't it? And she, Junior Player of the Year from my understanding as well. She really gave it her all for that Queens team as they took the big W down in Nelson. Returning back to the floor here, Tauranga working it into the key, and looks like she was just trying to kick the footy around a little bit.
Yep, going for a 40-20 if she could. Kicking for touch.
Yep, kicking 6-1 at the moment. Bring the ball, Whangarei, Cameron. To the right. Reti drives in. Again, just too much on it. Right. Oh, that looked like some really good defensive work there by Palmer. It looks like she got her body around and managed to grab the ball, but unlucky to get the foul call there. And
I agree. We had a great angle of that here up from the commentary booth. As there may have been a little bit of a hand in there, but not much.
I think in the context of this game, the referee deemed that there was a bit of a disadvantage, but I really do think that she gave it, she did a really good defensive play there. That's all right as we move on, and Palmer will make up for it for that one foul by getting 2 more points. Helping that lead still at 13. It's not really budging. It's been around 15, 14, 13. Another foul's been called. Looks like it will be on Toki. No, it won't. Sorry, that's my fault. That will be on Palmer. I'm looking at the wrong team list. So much basketball going on.
There is indeed. And Whangarei girls have actually done a pretty good job coming up with some stops. And the game, they're not going to stop everyone all the time, but they've come up with a couple of good stops. They've just got to convert on the other end. They've generated some very good looks. Got a couple of good looks from 3. Got a couple of good looks inside. They've just got to be able to put them in the hole.
Absolutely. And speaking of putting them in, right on cue, Highland manages to nail another 3, extending that lead even further. This is it off now. Deep 3 attempt. Tahiti just couldn't quite get it in. And it looks like they're trying to slow it down a little bit. Cooney with the ball. She'll look to set something up. Gives it to Toki. Straight in the middle. Pass down the cut. Down the bottom. Some good defensive pressure. Manages to turn the ball over, and Whangarei will keep it. They'll shoot it up.
If you're Tauranga girls, that's the one person you don't want catching and shooting the ball.
Absolutely. Tahiti managed to get another 3. She would probably be the leading point scorer for them. She's just able to shoot exceptionally well, and those fast break situations as well. She's managed to get involved, get in exactly where she needed to be, and clearly her fitness levels are right up there because she's been going all game.
There is no way I could do that. They have just played an outstanding tournament, and the amount of minutes that these girls have played from Whangarei girls is phenomenal.
Probably run a few marathons while they've been here, with all the time that they've spent on court. Average for me on court's about 5 to 6K. Now you imagine that over 8 games.
And it's tough because if you're one of those taller players that's on the rim and running baseline to baseline, some of those guards only go from top of the 3 to the top of the 3. They don't run that far. Those bigs, they're the ones who are getting it done for everyone.
Absolutely, big in the post. And speaking of big games, we've got New Plymouth boys next, taking on Rotorua in the boys' 3rd and 4th game. That will be right up next on Whakata Māori. Make sure you're tuning in to Freeview Channel 5, from my understanding, today at 3 p.m. to watch the To The Line documentary, as well as coverage of the 2 grand finals for the Double A competition, live and free on Whakata Māori. How good is that? Basketball back on TV, live and free for everyone.
It's absolutely fantastic, and what a time right now. We've got the NBA preseason going on, and Mojave King playing in the G League with Southern Sharks last night, had 15-5 in his first G League outing, which is great to see. And then we've got the Breakers kicked off the Australian season, as we see a great pass inside, great find along the baseline. Highland getting to the rim, fouled in the process.
Well, what's really great to see is a lot of these players that, are playing in the Breakers, that are playing for these teams overseas, they all have played here. They've been to secondary school nationals before. They've experienced the endurance that's required to play for 6 days in a row. They've done this, exactly what some of these players are doing now. So, the names that we're talking about now, you're going to see most likely in the future playing Tauihi, playing in college over in the States, or, international. It's really exciting because we get to watch them from, when they're young bucks.
Right, I do remember some games here. Sam Wardenberg, Dan Fotu, both in the Australian NBL right now. Very excited to see how their careers start after a very fantastic collegiate career for both of them.
Absolutely, and that school pride and school heritage, it speaks words, doesn't it? You look at, they go back to the school days, who they used to play against. They're still mates, still friends, still know who they took on in the semis and the finals. They know their stat lines. That's probably the most important thing for them. But it's great to see basketball all the time. It's great to see players enjoying themselves. It's great to see people turning out to support basketball, especially at a secondary school level. Just fixing the clock here. 2 minutes and 14 remaining here at Fly Palmy Arena. And the girls 3rd and 4th. 83-68 is the score. Tauranga ahead of Whangarei. Tauranga had the ball. Cooney wide. She hasn't shot a three since she's been on the court. She got on at about 5 minutes, so 3 minutes without threes, but I don't think it really matters at the moment with the scoreline. Whangarei really need to get on with it. They managed to turn it over, so another possession with no points.
And this is the time where you need to know exactly who you're going to and how you're going to get there, as we see another little high-low action between Tapsel and Patea. Great little runaway. There's a stop and a score that we were talking about. Cuts the lead back to 13.
Well, that's 2 important points there from Palmer. And they really need that. Now they really need to play with some urgency. I don't see them fouling. They need turnovers so they can go and score more points, because 2 points at this point is very important. It's Cameron, does she manage to keep it in?
The heads-up play.
She does. She manages to just throw it against another player. There's another 2 points for you. .118 to go. Both teams in the bonus. What can they do here? 3 points would really take the intensity up a bit more and possibly put a bit more urgency on the Taurangan team. Cameron, no, she passes it off, but turned over, nicely picked up by Patea.
Tauranga girls controlling down that left side of the floor. Cooney gives it into the high post. Back to Highland for 3. There's a stop. 45 seconds to play. What can Whangarei girls generate on this possession?
I think at this point I'm trying to get as many things as possible in the hoop, because with 39 seconds coming, 13 points, it's not impossible, but it's a very, very hard task. And hopefully these 2 shots at the line will do it.
Do we have the Whangarei version of Reggie Miller in the house right now?
Looks like Highland will check out with 5 fouls in the game. But more importantly, who's got the ball in her hands? It's no other than Tahiri, who's just nailed her first free throw, and she's got the opportunity to hit 2. The lead's still 12. There she is. It's important. It's not clutch, but it's important. Now they've got that full court press going on. They need to try and get an 8 seconds, a turnover or something. Force it. Here we go. 2 seconds to get over. Just manages to get it over. Just manages to get the ball over as they hold the ball. And Looks like Tahere will pick up a foul there, an intentional foul to try and stop the clock, and we'll go bonus 2. It's all about the emotion here, and they're really feeling it. That's her 3rd foul, so she's still got a few more to give. But if it's up to Cooney, she needs to get some free throws in here and just seal the deal. If you're a coach, Miles, which you are, but in this situation, what would you be doing? How would your team be handling this 11-point deficit with 27 seconds left?
We got a timeout, I believe.
No, just subs?
No, just a sub. Well, they've got to score and score quick. Whangarei girls have got to score and score quick. They've got to get a great shot as soon as they can.
Well, Cameron,
and then they've got to play the foul game if they want to try and extend this game.
Well, Cameron should be looking to call a timeout here if they can't get the ball in. Or even right now, try and advance that ball. I'd be taking it into the front court, 14 seconds.
Does he have any left? I've lost count of who's got how many timeouts left.
To be honest with the scoreboard here, I can't even tell what quarter we're in. Luckily, the monitor in front of me says it's the 4th with 27 seconds left. There they go. Drives it in.
Nice little right-handed Hezi. Gets a quick score.
That's a valuable 2 points there for Mahinarangi. Need to go quick, but it looks like it's all but done here. It's another bit of contact there. Whangarei just trying to keep the ball. And foul's finally been called. That will be her 4th.
Great job by Lucas, actually just under pressure, keeping a pivot foot and being able to get rid of the ball.
Well, I'm actually surprised she held onto it, because in most of those situations where a double team will happen in the key, that ball ends up being turned over. And she done really well to hold the ball and make sure it doesn't go anywhere. And that just about seals it up for Tauranga. 5 seconds remain. And there you have it. Icing on the cake by Ruby Jones. They get a last shot in here. It's close, but the half-court heave, but it doesn't matter. 86-74, Tauranga will walk away victorious and will take the bronze in the 3rd and 4th match here at the Basketball New Zealand National Secondary Schools Champions. How exciting was that game? I enjoyed the shooting. Cooney, for me, she shot and she did not miss. It might have been a bit slow in the last quarter. It doesn't matter. She was on fire the whole time and really gave it her all. And look at the smiles on their faces. They're stoked to be able to... Puck is going on. We'll let you tune in. That's culture at its finest.
Just the level of respect that these people have for their team, for their whānau, it is great to see.
Goosebumps, Miles, goosebumps. It's a telling story, isn't it?
Absolutely fantastic to see the emotion, the competitive spirit, and the respect that these teams have for each other. And as we see the girls thank the officials, and the boys' bronze medal game straight into their warm-ups. And on our right we have
New Plymouth boys.
Just checking.
Speaking of New Plymouth boys, they're coming up next, right here on Whakata Māori. Thanks to everyone for tuning in. What a fantastic way to end the secondary school nationals for these two teams. Tauranga over Whangarei. We'll see you very shortly for the next game.
Ladies and gentlemen,
This isn't about what we wore back in the day.
we're going to go now. Going once, going twice, no more offers. Sold!
It's about being trusted to get a better result for our clients since 1973.
Whoops, running on empty? Enjoy a 6 cents per litre fuel discount at your local Caltex with Pumped every day. Ah, feels good, eh? Get it at any participating Caltex.